These photos of this baby were posted on social media only a week before he passed away due to tragic circumstances. These stories really, they make my blood pressure rise. Picture on the left holding the baby is the baby's proud grandmother, Tanya Lunsford, and she was holding sweet baby Grayson in a photo that was posted onto Facebook on September 9th. A week later, on September 16th, the baby had died from hyperthermia and severe dehydration due to gross neglect. This took place in Peoria, Illinois, after the baby had been left for at least 4 hours in a U-Haul truck that had been rented by his mother, Andrea Lunsford, and she is pictured here on the bottom right in that small photo. Andrea is reportedly an OnlyFans model out of Peoria, Illinois, and she had been driving the U-Haul truck for days after the death and funeral of Grayson's father on September 14th. It was said that Andrea's father begged for Andrea to leave the baby with the grandparents, so that would be Andrea's mom and dad, and this was just hours before the baby was found deceased. Her dad sent Andrea a text that said, "You know that baby can overheat and die. Please let us help you from dad to mom." Her dad, Andrew Lunsford, ended up tracking her later down to a home where he found his grandbaby unconscious and not breathing inside the U-Haul. He called 911, and when first responders arrived, they found Grayson, the baby, lying in a yard outside of a home, and they tried to perform life-saving measures, but they ended up declaring him deceased at the scene. Reportedly, when police arrived to that home, they found Andrea, and she was acting erratically, and she later tested positive for cocaine. Andrew, which was Andrea's father, told police that she had been ignoring his messages that day, and that was before telling him that the baby had stopped breathing. It was also said that when the grandparents arrived to that home that Andrea was at, she tried to drive off before they could take the baby out of the U-Haul. Andrea reportedly has a criminal history that dates back to 2019, and evidently she had already been in custody on suspicion of endangering Grayson. She was spoken to by the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services on September 6th. The agency reportedly launched an investigation into substantial risk of physical injury or environment. It was said that on August 4th, Andrea seemed super proud and happy after she delivered her son, who weighed 6 pounds 11 ounces. She posted pictures of the baby on her Facebook page. Grayson's dad, which was 26-year-old Michael Eastwood Jr., also seemed proud and posted pictures of who he called his little man on social media. That was when Grayson turned a month old on September 4th when Michael posted the pictures. This was before he passed away. The dad, Michael. 2 days after he posted those pictures, he was dead from an unknown cause at a hospital near his home in Chicago. And that's when things reportedly started to get worse in Grayson's life. Andrea had started making posts on social media saying that she missed Michael and was hurting. Police said Grayson had on the same clothes he had on at his father's funeral when he was found 3 days later after that funeral. An autopsy ended up showing that Grayson might have been deceased for up to 24 hours before he was finally pulled from the van. The van had no ventilation or air conditioning. The county coroner also said that Grayson was severely malnourished at the time of his death. The autopsy showed that he suffered gross neglect due to severe hypothermia, not hypo, and profound dehydration. The coroner said it was definitely a preventable death, and I completely agree it should not have happened. Andrea appeared in court yesterday on Wednesday, September 18th, and she cried after she was told that she faces up to 100 years in prison without parole if she's convicted for her son's murder. They made a decision on bail today on Thursday, September 19th, but I have not seen an update for that. I don't know what she got for bail. The Department of Children and Family Services has now started a second investigation into Grayson's death, and they said the investigation is active and they are cooperating with law enforcement. This is absolutely so heartbreaking and so senseless, and I really feel for those grandparents because it seems like they knew what was going to happen before it did happen, and they did what they could to save the baby. I definitely hope that Andrea gets the punishment and sentence that she deserves, and that she gets the help that she obviously needs while she's in jail. For more true crime, don't forget to give me a follow and to check out my website at www.truecrimewithmegan.com.